Jai Shri Ram. The word we are learning is reify, reification. Reify means to consider or treat something abstract as if it is a concrete thing. Looking for love in all the wrong places, as if love is a key that is lost. A key is a concrete thing. You can lose your keys. But if you are looking for love, what does it mean? Is love an object? Happiness, searching for happiness, looking for happiness. Is happiness an object? So that is called reification. Now you are objectifying it. Okay. So what is the meaning? To consider or represent something abstract as a material or concrete thing. A culture can be reified into a body of traditions. Okay, that's a nice quote. A culture can be reified into a body of traditions. Hindu gods, Hindu deities are all reifications of various virtues. For example, Ganesha is a reification of knowledge. Saraswati is also a reification of knowledge and the arts. So Hanuman is a reification of so many virtues: strength and hope and faith, shraddha and generosity, magnanimity, courage, fortitude, forbearance, intelligence. So if you take all the virtues and reify them, you have Hanumanji. So reify is such a wonderful term. This is a word that already occurred in many GRE passages, and therefore I am discussing it in detail so that you understand this word once and for all. So what is another word for reification? Hypostatization. Hypostatization. Okay, which means objectification. If I say don't think of an elephant, you will still think of it because the picture comes to your mind because it's a concrete object. But when I say democracy, nothing comes to your mind. So democracy is an abstract concept. If you can reify democracy, let us say you produce an artwork, you sculpt some stone or wood, and then you give it the name democracy, and or you make a painting, then people might say, wow, okay, this looks like democracy. Then you have reified democracy. Let's look at some nice quotes. Again, I picked them up from the internet. The historian's task is not just to record contemporaneous accounts, impressions and reactions, less yet to casually reify them. You should not casually reify them, but also sometimes to correct them and to apply to the painful past an intellectual and moral rigor. Intellectual rigor means severity. Most often we see our historians are dishonest. They are jokers and rascals and hypocrites. They have distorted and they are following the Marxist agenda, or writing history for their masters, the Western apologists, Christian apologists and the Islamic apologists and the Marxist apologists. In fact, Marxists have written all our history. They have deliberately ensured that Indian historians are ignored. Sitaram Goyal, Ram Swaroop, R.C. Majumdar, Jadunath Sarkar. You don't even know the names. They are the great Indian historians who have done some honest work, great honest work. But we are presented history written by the European historians, British historians, Islamic, Christian historians, and many, the church officials and all of them. So their agenda was very simple: to instill a sense of inferiority in the Hindu and somehow manage to convert the whole country. So this is the agenda with which they worked and distorted our entire history. So there is no intellectual rigor. Intellectual rigor means you must check what you are writing. Damn it, where is the evidence? How can you distort the evidence? Alexander ran away. He started with the slogan that he is going to conquer the whole earth. What happened? Why did he run away? They told us a yarn that there was a revolt. His soldiers were feeling homesick. Do you think Alexander was the type who would listen to anybody? He was a drunkard. He killed his own friend who saved his life once. He was a bisexual. That's a different thing. He ran away from the borders of India. Had he entered India, Dhanananda would have crushed him. That was unthinkable. Dhanananda had 60,000 elephants. So had he defeated Dhanananda, which is the most improbable thing, then China was still there. So why did this coward run away? and then they gave us a wonderful yarn that there was a revolt, and then he wanted to go back because the soldiers were feeling homesick. I mean, when they lie, they must think a little, because someday satyameva jayate, satya परेशान हो सकता है पर पराजित नहीं हो सकता. You can bury the truth for some time, but truth has a tendency, Baba, it will come out someday, and then you will be publicly shamed. So I don't want to name those historians who have written. I hope you already know them. So where is the intellectual rigor? Where is the moral rigor? Moral rigor. Rigor means strictness and following certain standards. Rigorous means very severe, rigorous competition. Intellectual rigor basically means that there should be some consistency in what you are saying. If in chapter 1 you say peace and love, and in chapter 10 you say kill, where is the intellectual rigor? So now scientific rigor means evidence. Scientific rigor is simply a big word for evidence. And then moral rigor, same thing. There are extremely dangerous dogmas in these desert religions, desert cults, and any questioning will provoke them, and they will threaten to slit your neck or file cases against you, and the whole system is ganged up against us. So where is the moral rigor? Thou shalt not kill, which means you should not kill, you should be a pure vegetarian, but then they are going ahead and killing, and they will come up with their own rationalization. So how can you have this thou shalt not kill as an important commandment, and somewhere else you say it's okay to kill? So how do you resolve this? They will do all kinds of intellectual gymnastics, try to give you some rationalization, but they will not be able to answer. This is called, circular reasoning, begging the question. They will go round and round, but they will not be able to say that sentence is very clear and categorical. Thou shalt not kill. Are there any concessions that you can, at the bottom if there is a rider says, but these can be killed. No, nothing like that. So there is no intellectual or moral rigor. So that is why my job is to reboot Hinduism. I tell all my Hindu brothers and sisters, ask questions. Albert Einstein repeatedly, he became famous for this quote, never stop asking questions. Ask questions politely. So please ask, where is the intellectual rigor, where is the moral rigor, how can we accept? And on top of it, they will tell you that their religion is the only religion which is correct, and all the others have to either convert or be ready to get killed. And all the others are anyway going to eternal hell, while all of them who subscribe to their religion will go to eternal heaven. Hurry, how can that be possible? When you have criminals, murderers, rapists in your own group, how can a God send them to eternal heaven? Isn't it? So where is the moral rigor? The next one. They are intended to reify the comforting notion that work isn't everything. That the real America is slow, simple, cozy, and above all, fair. A place that rewards you for your efforts, full of wise, avuncular coots and simple, patient girls who have been waiting all along. Wonderful. So I hope you enjoyed this small discussion on reification. Jai Shri Ram.